aka Gamerwife of GamerWife.com, and I'm back with my monthly favorites for the month of March 2016. So Rick and I are still enjoying our free preview of Show Me, which is the new streaming service available in Canada. It's great because it has all of like the Amazon and Hulu stuff that we couldn't get previously. So if you're in Canada and you're looking to open up your streaming options a little bit, Show Me is pretty cool, and because we've been trying out the free preview, we've been able to discover a whole bunch of new shows that I'm going to tell you about right now. The first show that I got really into is iZombie, and I realize it's been around for a while. It's based on a comic book, and I know lots of people who are really into it, and it's by Rob Thomas, who's the guy who did Veronica Mars, and it is kind of goofy, but I'm really liking it. I call it my comfort food show. It kind of fills that Veronica Mars hole in my heart. It's not, you know, as awesome as Veronica Mars, but it still has a ton of heart and quirky dialogue. And I'm really into the guy who plays her boss. I think he's really cute and he has a nice beard. So yeah, really enjoying that. The second show I want to tell you guys about, again, is probably one you guys have heard of and are probably already watching, but we're super late onto this bandwagon, but we've been watching Vikings together and we're both super into it. I mean, he got me into Game of Thrones through the books and stuff, and so it's just another great like historical drama series. I also get to super nerd out because they often speak in like ancient Swedish Viking language as well as Old English, which I studied in college as a language, and I get to super nerd out whenever they start speaking Old English. I'm like, oh yes, that is the correct pronunciation and stuff like that. So yeah, really enjoying that. And the last one I want to talk about is a show I didn't think I was going to like as much as I did when I started watching it, but it's a show called Unreal, which is sort of a drama set behind the scenes of a Bachelor type reality show, and I don't know, I really like it because it has all these like super unlikable characters, but you still end up kind of rooting for them, and I find it really fun, like all the machinations behind the scenes of like manipulating people and stuff. I don't know, I just like, obviously I hate that kind of stuff in real life, but like seeing it play out in a TV show is like really super fun, and I just found it really addictive. And yeah, I hope it gets renewed for another season. I have no idea. But I blitzed through season 1 in almost no time, and yeah. I also find it really funny because it, to me, is so obviously shot in Vancouver, but they keep trying to say that it's like wine country California, and it's like, no it's not, that's Vancouver. That's very clearly Vancouver. But anyways, so the next favorite I want to talk about is actually a food favorite, and this is something that Rick and I have actually been trying out for a few months now, but I haven't mentioned it before, and I figured now is about time. I think we're about 3 months in to the service, and I don't know, I'm just really enjoying it. So it's called Culiniste, or Culinist, if you know you're not from a French-speaking province. And so basically it's like this service where you pay like a flat fee and then they send you the ingredients to make a certain number of meals each week, and you get to kind of pick the meals. Like they usually have a pretty good selection of vegan, vegetarian, meat, fish, whatever every week, and you pick what you want from the selection, and then they send you the meals and you make them yourself. So it's a really good for people who are trying to learn how to cook or need a little more variety in their diet, or you know, get out of a cooking funk. We started it mostly because of the time-saving element of it, and the fact that all of the recipes are created by nutritionists, so you're getting like really healthy food. They're capped at like 500 to 700 calories, so you know you're actually going to be eating some really healthy meals that you get to cook yourself, but you get to save all that time for meal planning and going to the grocery store. And the other thing that I think is really cool is that everything is pre-portioned, so you know, if you are making something with like a garnish of parsley, you get a garnish of parsley. You don't have to worry about like a pound of parsley rotting away in your crisper for the rest of the month, which is what usually happens, let's be honest. Alright, so my gaming favorite for the month of March is actually kind of an older game, but it's something that I recently discovered. Banner Saga. I'm totally in love with it. If you guys aren't familiar, it's a very story-based game, but the combat is all turn-based strategy, so you have like a grid and all of your party members, and you get to kind of map out where you want them, and it's very strategic in the combat, but it's good for someone like me who doesn't have lightning reflexes, who isn't very coordinated when it comes to playing a video game. So you do have a lot more time to kind of like map out how you want to approach a battle, and it's not about, your skills as far as like parrying and blocking and stuff like that. It's really about, your troop placement and getting things in the right order, and it's just a much more thoughtful and less reflex-based type of battle, but they mix it in with a really, really great story, so there's a lot of like that telltale style of dialogue choice, and there's also some light, almost like Oregon Trail kind of travel management where you have like a big party that you're kind of guiding across this landscape. It also has this awesome kind of fantasy Viking setting. The art is absolutely gorgeous. It's very reminiscent. Apparently they used the old Disney Sleeping Beauty cartoon as kind of a reference point for all the art in it, so it's really beautiful. The story is really interesting. The characters are all really interesting. The strategic combat is really, really fun. And yeah, I'm enjoying it way, way more than I thought I would. So if you haven't checked it out and it sounds like your kind of thing, definitely give it a shot. I believe it's available on mobile as well as Steam. It may even be available for consoles. I don't know. I'll find out, and I'll put some info in the blog post for this, and you can find it all in the description box. I know that most of my podcast recommendations are kind of more on the infotainment side of things, so anything like NPR, Stuff You Should Know, or that kind of stuff. But this one is called Limetown, and it's actually a drama kind of taking the guise of an NPR podcast. So they've created their own kind of fictional APR called APR, American Public Radio, and it's an investigative journalism thing, but there's actually like a sci-fi story to it. I don't want to give anything away because it's very surprising. Like each episode, it's very radio drama, and that there's lots of like cliffhangers and like that kind of stuff, but I really love the way that they're really kind of owning the whole podcast thing and kind of the tropes of podcasting and like the NPR style of podcast, but kind of marrying it with that sci-fi sort of War of the Worlds kind of thing. I think this is really like our generation kind of War of the Worlds, but it's called Limetown, and yeah, you should check it out. I enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting to. Alright, so that's everything that I've been loving for the month of March. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on the blog at gamerwife.com, on Twitter at gamerwifeblog, on Instagram at mariko_MTL, and on Facebook at gamerwifeblog. I'll talk to you guys all again soon.